Contact your local Farmers Union insurance agent today.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today.
Where can you get surprisingly great rates on auto and renter's insurance? At State Farm. I'm State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
When you ask for Black Hills Surgical Hospital, you ask for someone who believes in hospitality. You ask for someone who treats everyone like a VIP and believes the absolute best shouldn't cost more and makes you feel comfortable, even when you are vulnerable. You ask for someone who cares about the little things as much as the big things. You ask for someone who treats you like you are loved, because you are. Black Hills Surgical Hospital. Ask for us by name.
Have you heard the bad news? All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and the wages of sin is death. But have you heard the good news? God demonstrates his own love toward us in this, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Want to know more about life and hope? Call or text 605-858-3107.
Would you buy your insurance from a cartoon character?
What's up, Doc?
Cartoons are good for a laugh, but when you're in an accident or you need your home covered and need help, it's no laughing matter. That's why you need a real person, like Lance at Van Zee Insurance Associates. It's not just simple insurance either. Lance has you covered with home, life, auto, and business. Van Zee Insurance is your place to call. Stop by today or give Lance a call at 605-393-2399.
Out here, you'll learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
How do we solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems? Our doctors and specialists collaborate, sharing their vast knowledge and Mayo Clinic's unique expertise. It's this working together that helps solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems. Monument Health, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
Shop the area's best selection of pre-owned Hondas and Honda certified pre-owned at Danny Menholt Rushmore Honda. Get financing as low as 0.99% APR on certified pre-owned Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and Passports. 0.99. Plus, shop a lot full of used cars, trucks, and sport utilities, including a great selection of all-wheel drive and 4x4 trucks and SUVs. Virtually any make or model, imports and domestics. See us at Danny Menholt Rushmore Honda or RushmoreHonda.com.
Dakota High School basketball on Fox Sports Rapid City, presented by Black Hills Surgical Hospital Sports Medicine and powered by Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center.
And welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. Let's take a quick look at today's starting lineup built by Connect Home Center and Ace Hardware. Whether it's residential or commercial, Connect Home Center has been your hometown lumber yard since 1928. And Ace Hardware. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks. For the visiting Harrisburg Tigers, they go with number 1, Maya Johnson, a 5'4 senior. Number 3, Bryn Van Bachern, a 5'7 senior guard. Number 10, Logan Durnell, averaging 11 points per game, a 5'6 sophomore. Number 20, Kinsley Lawrenson, a 5'10 senior forward. And number 3, Jada Mason, a 5'8 senior forward. Head coach Nick Meyer for the Harrisburg Tigers, or Nick Meyer, rather. For the Rapid City Central Cobblers, they'll go with number 3, Coley Cruz, a 5'6 sophomore. Number 14, Chloe Shreve, a 6'2 junior. Number 15, Leah Landry. And there's the first basket for Leah Landry as this game is underway. Number 21, Jill Pierce, a 5'6 8th grader. And number 22, Olivia Pierce, a 5'7 junior. So it's 2-0. The Cobblers with the lead as they win the Tempest Harrisburg with the basketball. 8-7 is the Tigers' record. The ball is loose. Shreve picks it up. We're going to get a blocking foul. Again, that was a look at our starting lineups, looking at the officials for this ball game. Let's beat the law on the court, brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. Today's officials are Jim Fugate, D'Amico Rodriguez, and Matt Gottlieb.
You know, and one thing that the Cobblers need, they usually play a really great first quarter. They hang around. It's usually a really close score at the first quarter. It's kind of the rest of the game, which they go on their little roller coaster, if you will. So they need to be able to put together a complete game and play hard the whole way through. That's Bryn Van Bachern, who makes 1 of 2 free throws. Cobblers lead 2-1 on the State Farm scoreboard. Cobbler basketball. Here's Pierce in the front court. That's Joe. Gets it to Olivia Pierce on the right wing as they go from left to right. Now Landry pump fakes, drives, gets in the lane. There's the floater. That shot's no good. Battle for the rebound. It's going to go to Lawrenson. Lawrenson works her way into the front court, picks up her dribble, and passes the ball to Johnson. Johnson directs traffic from midcourt. Johnson drives to the left, into the left corner. There's the 3, and that one is good for Logan Durnell. 4-2. It's a 2-point lead now for the Tigers. Shreve to Pierce. Pierce into the front court. Crossover dribble, top of the key.
Right side, they get it to Shreve. Shreve, bounce pass inside to Landry. She'll kick it outside. Cruz shoots the three. That one in and out, no good. Landry, the offensive rebound, and the putback for two.
Again, Landry is going to be the stable, the stability, the base, if you will, how Landry plays and Shreve plays. After that, they need someone else to step up.
This is Durnell now. She drives, puts up the shot, no good. Cruz the rebound for the Cobblers. Again, the Cobblers coming in 0-14. They'll get the ball to Joe Pierce, top of the key. The eighth grader, or these Pierce, just an eighth grader. Now cross-court pass. Cruz drives the left baseline. Now she turns back, gets it out to Pierce. Pierce picks up her dribble, hands it off to Olivia. Crossover dribble, trying to work it inside. The ball is loose. It's going to be grabbed by Johnson. Johnson ahead to Lawrenson. Lawrenson, and then they kick it outside. There's the Euro step. The shot is good for Jada Mason, and it is now 6-4. Harrisburg back to a 2-point lead. Landry works her way in the front court. Landry gives it to Cruz. Cruz, who was injured to start this season, has worked her way back into the lineup. They try to work it inside as those are trying to get it to Landry. Yeah, it's out of bounds.
Yeah, obviously that's been the game plan for Coach Young, is we want to be able to get the ball to the inside. If they're going to isolate Landry one-on-one, let's get it inside, let her go to work.
Cruz will trigger it in from the right baseline. Gets the ball out to Joe Pierce. Pierce, top of the key. Crossover dribble. Hands the ball off to Cruz. Cruz will set it up from midcourt. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Around the screen, works it into Shreve, and Shreve bakes it in for two.
That's a good work for the former Douglas Patriot duo.
Tied at 6 apiece, 4:54 to go here on the State Farm scoreboard. Back the other way, this is Johnson into the front court, going from right to left for the Tigers. Hands the ball off to Mason. Mason, left side, over to Van Bakker. She'll drive the left baseline, spin to her right, puts up a shot, and we're going to get a travel on Van Bakker.
Yeah, she spun one way, put her other pivot foot. She needed to go up with it. Instead, she hopped with it.
We have number 23, Allison Slanigan, a 5'11 junior who's checked in the ballgame for the Tigers. Landry back the other way. We are tied at 6 on the State Farm scoreboard. Right side, Landry on the wing, drives the right baseline, and she's going to get the layup for the Cobblers.
And again, you can't isolate her one-on-one. You need at least a better defender than what they have so far.
6 points for Leah Landry, and the Cobblers lead 8-6 on the State Farm scoreboard. Top of the key, this is going to be Mason. Now right side over to Durnell. He'll shoot the three. That one is off the mark, no good. The ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Cobbler basketball. Number 22, Claire McCallum, a 5'11 sophomore, checking into the ball game. Full court press by the Tigers. They get the ball to Landry. Now they ease back as Landry walks into the front court. Crosses the timeline, gets around the screen to the right. Into the right corner, goes to Cruz. Cruz in the paint, puts up the shot, no good, but Cruz heads to the free throw line for the Cobblers.
I like the way Cruz doesn't hesitate to attack the lane. She gets it. She's like, I'll shoot it, I'll drive it. Just that extra aggressiveness that the Cobblers really need to counteract the inside play of Shreve and Landry.
Cruz misses the free throw. Second free throw attempt coming up to try to give the Cobblers a 3-point lead. That free throw is good for her first points of this ball game. Back the other way, Maya Johnson will work in the front court for the Harrisburg Tigers. Of course, Harrisburg located just south of Sioux Falls. It was Van Bakker over to Johnson. Johnson drives the right baseline, gets underneath the basket, now kicks it outside. Durnell drives, puts up the shot, no good. The rebound and the putback for two by Maya Johnson. 9-8, a 1-point lead now for Rapid City Central. 3:15 to go here in the first on the State Farm scoreboard. Cruz right side to Landry on the wing. As the Cobblers, they work it inside to Shreve. She puts up the shot, no good. But Chloe Shreve heads to the charity stripe for two.
Obviously, Coach Meyer's been watching a little bit of film. It's like, you get her one-on-one, she's going to do some damage. So you get somebody secondary rolling over. They did. They were just late doing it. They got to see it. It was like telegraph. Okay, here it is, here it is, here it is. Get over, get over, get over. And that first free throw is good for Shreve. That gives her 3 points in the ball game now. Maria Alvarez checks in. Of course, it's the final weekend of home games for the Cobblers. This is senior night, and Maria Alvarez is the only senior on this Cobbler girls team. That's kind of a good thing for the Cobblers, talking about the future. Shreve makes 1 of 2. She has 3 points, back to a 2-point Cobbler lead. Top of the key now, number 12, Lincoln Tryon is in the ball game. Tryon, left side to Durnell, now over to the left wing. That three misses everything for Van Bakkeren. The ball is loose. The Cobblers come away with it. Here's Olivia Pierce. Picks up her dribble, gives the ball to Landry, who crosses midcourt. Landry near the center circle. Crossover dribble. Right side to Alvarez. Alvarez bounce pass to Shreve in the post. She'll spin to the right, put up the shot. That's no good. We're going to get a whistle, though, against Harrisburg. Again, they just... The Cobblers see it. I'm sure they've been talking about it all week, probably even all season. Every time you look, it's like, if Chloe gets one-on-one on somebody, get the ball to her. Make she get it high so she can get it, or to the outside of the defender. Trying to get it to Pierce in the right corner. That one is going to go out of bounds. So it'll stay Cobbler basketball with 2.5 minutes left in the first. Trying to get the ball into Landry. It's tapped. She'll pick it up at midcourt. Landry around the screen to the right, gets to the top of the key. Now they go to Shreve in the corner. Shreve drives the right baseline. Cross-court pass to Cruz, and Cruz baits it in for 2. Good job. Caught the defender trying to close out on Cruz. She heads back the other way, drives the lane, and attacks the rim again. 4-point Cobbler lead. 2 minutes to go here in the first. There's a three from the right wing. That's no good. It was shot there by Durnell. Shreve the rebound, outlet pass to Landry. Cobblers seem to be very patient on their offense. They're trying to really, work it inside, get some plays going here. Well, Harrisburg's pretty athletic, so they got to be ready for that. And there's that signature spin move by Leah Landry, and she gets called for the travel. And then she's discussing things with Mount Golub about, I do that all the time. How come I don't always get called for it? And I didn't quite see where her feet were. That's the big key of picking up a travel. Mm-hmm. You got to find the pivot foot. Does the pivot foot get back down, or does it change? Here's Lawrenson. Now Durnell, right side. They'll work it over to McCollum. And now there's a three. That one is no good by Tryon. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Cobbler basketball. Of course, if you're familiar with any Harrisburg sports at all, I believe she must be related to the Tryon. I don't remember his name at the moment, but he's an outstanding football player for him. Yep, that's what I was thinking. Landry right in front of us as we sit courtside. They go to Shreve in the low post. She'll get it out to Alvarez, now to Cruz. Coley Cruz, right side to Shreve. Shreve looking inside. Instead, they'll go to Pierce. Olivia Pierce, the basketball. Picks up her dribble, passes to Cruz. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Alvarez drives the left baseline. Kicks it out to Cruz. Cruz in the paint. Puts up the scoop shot. That one a little out of control. Not the shot they were looking for. Harrisburg gets the ball. They'll push it back into the front court. From the top of the key, Lawrenson puts up the three. That's no good. Shreve, another rebound. She's done well in the rebounding category tonight. Right, and obviously rebounds are important, but I don't think it is that important for the Cobblers. Here's Shreve to Pierce. Olivia Pierce. Back to Alvarez. She's going to shoot the three. That one off the mark, no good. A battle for the loose ball. Lawrenson comes away with it. They'll get the ball out to Johnson. Johnson crosses midcourt. 14 seconds to play, a 4-point Cobbler lead. Here's Johnson. Being hounded by Alvarez, gets around the screen. Johnson drives in the paint, puts up the shot, and a blocking foul against the Cobblers. That will go on Shreve. Yeah, Shreve was there, and You just got to be able to step up and take a charge. That's kind of hard to teach. You know, you really have to work on it, or that just has to be in your nature, just aggressive, to be ready to have someone bowl you over and get a foul. Johnson misses that free throw. They kind of switched defenses, did Harrisburg. They put McKinley Lawrenson on Shreve to try to keep her out of the middle. Young and D'Amico Rodriguez talking about what Chloe Shreve can do better. Cobblers come away with it as Johnson misses them both. There's the shot at the buzzer. It is no good for Landry, but a nice first quarter for the Cobblers. They lead by 4 on the State Farm scoreboard, 12-8 again. They do. They usually have a great first quarter. Now it's the rest of the game. That's going to be the big thing when we come back. So on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick, the Cobblers lead the Harrisburg Tigers 12-8 after 1. You're listening to high school basketball action on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City. We're back in 30.
Great news. I just got the State Farm personal price plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
All at one place. Get started at bhphysio.com.
And welcome back to Howard Dodge Gym, to the Anytime Auto Sales, Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. Harrisburg basketball to start this second quarter. The Tigers trail by 4 to the Cobblers in this girls matchup. This is going to be Van Bacher in the basketball to Lawrenson, right side. They work the ball over to Durnell, then back out front to Van Bacher. In the left corner, Johnson pump fakes, drives, gets it outside. Mason, as they work it around the perimeter, this is going to be Van Bacher and drives. The reverse bounces around the rim and goes in for Bryn Van Bacher. Back the other way, Cobbler basketball. They lead by 2. 40 seconds gone by here in the second. Crossover dribble by Landry. Landry in the paint, lost the ball. Picked up in a hurry by Durnell. She'll work her way into the front court. They go to Johnson, now back to Van Bacher from the elbow, and she knocks down the jumper.
You know, that's one thing about the Tigers is at times they can have very balanced scoring. Right now, Lawrenson really is not having an impact yet.
Here's Landry around the screen, gets to the right corner, tried to work it inside, and tapped backwards. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay Cobbler basketball.
As soon as I say that, here comes Lawrenson with a big block.
Lawrenson, the 5'10 senior. She's been around this Harrisburg Tigers program. Here's a team that placed... Actually, I can't remember what they placed at the state tournament. I know the boys placed 3rd last year. Can't recall what the girls placed just offhand.
Maybe Matt can dig some stats up for us.
We have Peyton Wetch, who's checked in the ballgame for the Cobblers. Here's Pierce for 3. That one is no good. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Tigers basketball. Also, Aubrey May Lou has checked in, the 5'9 junior, rather. And Peyton Wetch in the ballgame, along with Coley Cruz, Leah Landry, and Joe Pierce in the ballgame. Kinley Lawrenson in the front court. They'll go left side. It's going to be knocked out by Peyton Wetch. They tried to get the ball in the corner to Van Bacher. She'll trigger it in. Too hard left as we sit courtside at the media table. Out to Johnson.
Chloe Shreve receiving instructions over there by assistant coach.
They work the ball into Lawrenson. She banks it in for 2, and the Tigers take the lead.
And that's going to be the big thing that could carry the Harrisburg Tigers is just Lawrenson and her play.
Here's to Maylou. Now back to Landry. Landry, top of the key. Hands it off to Cruz. Now they go Maylou on the right wing to Landry in the right corner, looking. Wants to drive. Now she'll drive that right baseline, puts up a tough shot and scores. Landry with 8 points in the ball game, and we're tied at 14.
Ain't nothing but a thing. She just loves The contact down low, plays through it so well.
At the other end, Johnson drives, and she will get the basket +1. Maya Johnson heading to the free throw line. For Harrisburg last year, they placed 4th. They were ranked 7th going into the state tournament, and they placed 4th in last year's tournament.
I think May Lou got called for the foul, but I don't think she was it. As her teammate came crashing into her, kind of crashed her right into the shooter.
Johnson has 4 points. She is 0 for 3 from the charity stripes. 16-14. Here's Joe Pierce, the basketball, top the key, hands it to May Lou. Now near side, they go to Cruz, back to Wetch. Wetch over to Pierce. Pierce around the perimeter by the free throw line, gives the ball to Cruz. 10 seconds now. Cruz driving, puts up a tough shot. That's no good. A battle for the loose ball. Wetch picks it up. Hands it back to Cruz. We're going to get a new shot clock for the Cobblers. Here's Cruz right side to May Lou. May Lou to Wetch, top of the key. Drives to the right. And a travel on Peyton Wetch, going a little too fast there, could not come to a complete stop.
Right, and of course she's got that knee brace, that hinged knee brace on her left leg, and so you want to stop sometimes, you kind of favor it sometimes, and you kind of hop your foot.
So it will be Tiger basketball. They lead 16-14 on the State Farm scoreboard, almost midway through this second quarter. Johnson, cross-court pass, left side, they go to Jernell. Jernell looking inside instead. She goes back to Johnson. Right side over to Mason. Jada Mason drives the baseline, puts up the shot, no good, but another foul against the Cobblers will send Jada Mason to the free throw line.
You know, talk about some numbers and about the Cobblers and struggling from the second quarter on in their game last Saturday against the O'Gorman Knights. They scored a grand total of 2 points in that second quarter. They had 15 in the first quarter, ended up with 17 at halftime, and the Knights just absolutely blew them out in the second quarter, and the game was over by the time they got to the third.
Jada Mason makes 1 of 2 free throws. She has 3 points in the ball game. It's now a 3-point Tigers lead, 17-14 over the Cobblers. Pierce, Olivia to Joe Pierce. Joe, cross-court pass, they go to Landry, now to Shreve in the low post. Shreve, again, tried to make her move, but she kind of hesitated, gets called for the travel.
Right, she's trying to spin, she's trying to size up the defender. She's only got one on her. She leans one way, goes back the other, and I think he just drug her foot.
Maya Johnson into the front court for the Tigers. And there's a steal by Joe Pierce. Pierce into the front court, tries to go coast to coast, puts up the shot, it's no good. Van Berken back the other way. She goes coast to coast, her shot is no good. A battle for the rebound. The ball is loose, picked up by Olivia Pierce. Olivia to Landry in the front court. Landry goes hard to the basket, shot's no good. Harrisburg comes away with it. Both teams pushing it up the court. Here's Durnell now to Van Bakern. Now out to Johnson. Johnson right side, they go to Mason. Jada Mason to Johnson in the right corner. Back to Mason. Mason around the perimeter. Works the ball along the baseline. They're going to go to number 23, Flanagan. Flanagan to Mason, back to Johnson. Johnson in the paint. That shot is no good. Landry had the ball knocked out of her hands. It'll stay Cobbler basketball.
You know, I've noticed as the season's kind of progressed on for the Cobblers, you know, they played a lot of zone early on, looked pretty good playing it, and as it goes, now all of a sudden they're playing a lot more man-to-man, and unfortunately the O'Gorman Knights just really took advantage of them, had lots and lots of cutters. The defense just could not keep up with the speed and quickness of the Knights.
We're down to just over 3 minutes in the quarter. Here's Shreve, a nice move to the basket, and that shot just comes up short. Bounced around the rim there and no good. Bryn Van Bakern into the front court, and she gets called for the carry.
You see the frustration of the body language right away. She knew what she did. It's like, all right, fine.
Cobbler basketball, but they have been stuck on 14 now for a while.
Well, since the start of the quarter, anyway. Well, they had 12. Oh, did they? Yep. Oh, I thought they had 14. Yep. So just 2 points here in this second quarter. Here's Landry. She's going to shoot the long-range jumper. Nothing but in your face. Landry. Again, we kind of criticize her a little bit. That's not really her shot, but it's always nice when she can cash it in. 11 points now for Landry, and this game is tied at 17. 2:20 to go in the second quarter. That's Lawrenson. Left side to Flanagan. Flanagan around the perimeter, gets back to the top of the key. Now left side, Van Berken drives, puts up the shot. She was underneath the basket. It was a tough shot, but there was contact, and it is Bryn Van Bokeren who heads to the free throw line. Yeah, they're on the back side. Is that kind of going? 15, Landry. Landry, her second. That is her first. Yeah, they just team foul. They had her sealed underneath. You really just needed to just keep your hands up, and she tried to duck back in. I think Landry kind of came down and tried to swat the ball. When really you just need, you hear Coach, I've been noticing lately, hey, just form a wall, and that's what you got to do. Just seal them off, form that wall, use the backboard as the upper part of your wall, and don't let them duck in. Van Bakker makes both free throws. She's shooting 75% from the charity stripe in the game, and it's back to a 2-point lead here late in the second quarter. Olivia Pierce, the basketball, gets to the elbow. Now Cruz is going to shoot the three. That one off the rim, or bounces around the rim, no good. Rebound to the Tigers. Jernell into the front court. Jernell around the screen, gets in the paint. Now left corner. There's the three from the corner, and that is good for Lincoln Tryon. Oh, she was cashing them in when they played key area on Tuesday night. It's a 5-point Tigers lead. That's their largest with just less than 90 seconds to play before half. Jill Pierce, the basketball to Shreve on the left wing. Then as the Cobblers go from left to right, they get it over to Olivia Pierce. That three misses everything. Cruz tried to save it, but instead going to be Tigers basketball. Maria Alvarez comes back in for Taya Young's team. Again, Taya Young, the head coach, in her second year for the Cobblers. Yeah, again, they're just, they have just those walls, those offensive segments of the game where they really can't do much. At the elbow now, this is McCollum. McCollum over to Tryon. Back out front. That three is good from the top of the key for Logan Jernell. She has 2 trays in the ball game. And it's a 25-17 lead for the Tigers. Cruz into the right corner. Dribbles back out to the wing. Now gets around the screen. They go left side to Pierce. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Pierce kicks up her dribble. Hands the ball to Landry. Down to 12 seconds now. Landry, crossover dribble, almost lost the ball. Trying to work it inside. The ball is going to go out of bounds. Looks like it's going to stay Cobbler basketball, but they only have 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Cruz gets it into Pierce. Pierce forced to put it up. That is going to be a shot clock violation, but actually Harrisburg comes away with it. Yeah, it was a clean break, so Harrisburg will go. So Tryon gets the ball to Van Bokeren. Van Bokeren around the screen. Drives hard to the basket. The Euro step. That shot's no good. Shreve the rebound. Outlet pass to Landry. She puts it up off the buzzer and no good. And Harrisburg with the lead as we head to half. Yeah, much better second half for Harrisburg. Again, for the Cobblers, it's only an 8-point game, so they really need to make that adjustment at half. So on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick, here at halftime, it is Harrisburg 25, Rapid City Central 17 in girls basketball action. We will step aside for 1 minute. When we come back, it's the Consolidated Construction Halftime Show right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and also on GoCobblersLive.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need. to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Dylan Kessler today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Ring in the new year with a great deal on a pre-owned 4x4 truck or sport utility from Denny Menholt Toyota. Shop a great selection of 4x4s and all-wheel drives from Ford, GMC, Nissan, Ram, Jeep, Subaru, and more. Plus, shop the area's best selection of used Toyotas and Toyota Certified Pre-Owned. Buy any Toyota Certified Pre-Owned and we'll give you a $500 Visa gift card. Spend it any way you want. See us at Denny Menholt Toyota or DennyMenholtToyota.com.
When you ask for Black Hills Surgical Hospital, you ask for someone who believes in hospitality. You ask for someone who treats everyone like a VIP and believes the absolute best shouldn't cost more and makes you feel comfortable, even when you are vulnerable. You ask for someone who cares about the little things as much as the big things. You ask for someone who treats you like you are loved, because you are. Black Hills Surgical Hospital. Ask for us by name.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
The last great sale of the year is on at Denny Menholt Rapid Chevrolet. Shop over 350 used vehicles, GMCs, Rams, Fords, Chevys, imports, and more, including GM Certified Pre-Owned. Buy with no money down and make no payments until spring 2025. Local and national lenders available and all applications accepted. And lower rates mean lower payments. Plus, buyers on site paying top dollar for all trades. Hurry! The last great sale of the year ends December 31st at Denny Menholt Rapid Chevrolet or DennyMenholtRapidChevrolet.com.
Hi, this is Nate Brown reminding you to join the Nate Brown Show live weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. It's Rapid City's sports talk show and Rapid City's only call-in radio show. With big-name guests from across the country to the local sports coverage you just can't get anywhere else. Join the conversation every weekday for thought-provoking sports talk. This is your show. Don't miss the Nate Brown Show from 4 to 6 p.m. on 106.7 FM and 1150 a.m. And stream us all the time at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today.
Where can you get surprisingly great rates on auto and renter's insurance? At State Farm. I'm State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
When you ask for Black Hills Surgical Hospital, you ask for someone who believes in hospitality. You ask for someone who treats everyone like a VIP and believes the absolute best shouldn't cost more and makes you feel comfortable, even when you are vulnerable. You ask for someone who cares about the little things as much as the big things. You ask for someone who treats you like you are loved, because you are. Black Hills Surgical Hospital. Ask for us by name.
Have you heard the bad news? All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and the wages of sin is death. But have you heard the good news? God demonstrates his own love toward us in this, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Want to know more about life and hope? Call or text 605-858-3107.
Would you buy your insurance from a cartoon character?
What's up, Doc?
Cartoons are good for a laugh, but when you're in an accident or you need your home covered and need help, it's no laughing matter. That's why you need a real person, like Lance at Van Zee Insurance Associates. It's not just simple insurance either. Lance has you covered with home, life, auto, and business. Van Zee Insurance is your place to call. Stop by today or give Lance a call at 605-393-2399.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Listening to South Dakota High School basketball on Fox Sports Rapid City, presented by Black Hills Surgical Hospital Sports Medicine and powered by Physio.
And welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail broadcast booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. We started the second half. It was Cobbler basketball. Then we get a jump ball. So it's now Tiger basketball as they lead by 8. There's a three. That one no good by Durnell. Johnson grabs the rebound to keep it alive as the Tigers go from left to right now. Durnell the basketball. Bounce pass left side to Johnson, then she'll send it to Van Bakern. She gets to the free throw line, left side to Johnson. Johnson, and we see a zone defense by the Cobblers. That three is no good. The ball's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Cobbler basketball.
And they're kind of hedging right now that, are they going to be able to not continue knocking threes down? I didn't think they hit a lot of them. Again, I was trying to sift through the numbers there. I didn't think Harrisburg hit a lot of them, but there were several of them, at least, that looked really good.
Cobbler basketball. Same starters for both teams. Here's Landry into the front court. Gets around the screen. Spins once again.
Travel, yeah.
And a travel on Leah Landry.
Yeah, she didn't realize that her pivot foot was the one nearest the end line. And then she leaned. They pulled the chair out, so then she changed her pivot foot. And not realizing it, had that typical shocked look on her face.
Johnson gets into the front court to Van Bakern on the right wing. She'll try to drive. Now she gives it to Johnson. Johnson around the screen. Sends it left side to Van Bakern, and she threw it just between two teammates there, and it's going to end up going out of bounds.
There's another downside to that, playing that zone defense. You put McKinley Lawrenson in a spot where somebody can't defend her down low.
Here's Pierce, right side to Shreve. That was Olivia to Shreve. Shreve to Cruz. Cruz back to Joe Pierce. On that far side as the Cobblers go from right to left. Now they get it out to Pierce. Pierce decides to drive, pull-up jumper in the paint, no good. Lawrenson comes away with it. She'll push the ball into the front court for the Tigers. Lawrenson, left corner to Durnell. She'll drive, kick it outside. Lawrenson, the long three-pointer, and nothing but net there for Lawrenson.
Yeah, again, she can do that. That's the hard part with that. Coach Young's going to call a timeout here. And again, she can't let this game get run away. But, what are you going to do? They were just barely setting up their offense, and Lawrenson was wide open. You needed to get your defense where it needed to be, and they just weren't there. So again, on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick, with 5:59 to go in the third. It is 28-17, Harrisburg over Rapid City Central. Taking a look at some other scores in Class AA real quickly. It is top-ranked O'Gorman all over Sioux Falls, Washington tonight. The second-ranked team by 27 points, 87-60. Also, Sturgis defeats Hot Springs 48-11. No score yet between Rapid City, Stevens, and Yankton. In Class A girls, it was St. Thomas More over Clark Willow Lake, 40-35. Winner defeats McLaughlin by 6, 50-44. See if we have any other local scores. Looks like that's all we have for local scores, but we'll get more scores throughout the course of the night. Right now, we're going to jump back into the action. It'll be Cobbler basketball. They trail by 11. That is their largest deficit they have faced in this ballgame. Here's Shreve. Gives the ball to Cruz. Cruz, top of the key, right side. They go to Alvarez. Alvarez trying to work it inside. The ball is loose, picked up by Van Bakern. She gets in the front court, bounce pass to Lawrenson, and a travel on Kinley Lawrenson. Yeah, it was a great pass. She just needed one extra dribble to get her. She's got long legs, and she can get up there, but she needed one extra step.
So that'll give the Cobblers the basketball. And they have not scored yet in this third quarter. Here's Shreve out to Pierce, now left side to Cruz. Over to Alvarez in the left corner. She'll dribble out to the perimeter, or out to the wing. They'll give it to Landry. Landry tries to drive. The ball is loose. She hits the deck, trying to get it to a teammate. Instead, she throws it out of bounds. Caught by her head coach, Taya Young.
Yeah, she was the closest teammate for her. Yeah, and for Landry, again, she's by far the leading scorer, and they need her to just do a lot. Well, she's trying to do a lot, but they're just collapsing on her.
Johnson to Lawrenson on the right wing. Now Van Bakern. Into the left corner. Durnell for three. That one in and out, no good. Landry the rebound for the Cobblers. Landry gets the ball to Pierce. Olivia Pierce works her way into the front court. On that far side, bounce pass, trying to get it down low to Shreve. It's going to be stolen by Lawrenson. Lawrenson to Johnson. Back the other way come the Tigers. Ahead to Lawrenson. Now to Johnson, top of the key. Johnson, left side to Lawrenson. Out to Van Bakker. In the paint. Kind of a tough shot there. That's no good. Johnson comes flying in. Got the rebound. Put it back up. That's no good. And the Cobblers come away with it.
Yeah, and the Tigers, they work so hard. You wonder how in the world are they, about a 500 team, and they just have those nights where it just isn't there.
Alvarez. Over. There's a backdoor pass to Pierce. Then out to Cruz. She's wide open for three. That's no good. The battle for the rebound. Tigers come away with it. Van Berken, and then it's going to be almost stolen. Instead, Durnell gets the basketball. Durnell to Lawrenson. Back to Van Bakker. Left side over to Johnson on the wing. Now Lawrenson. She'll shoot the jumper from the free throw line. No good. Shreve the rebound. Outlet pass goes to Cruz. Coley Cruz works her way into the front court. Cruz works it down low to Shreve. Shreve kicks it outside. Landry for three. That one a little too strong. No good. Landry had some power behind that shot. Johnson to Lawrenson in the front court. Right in front of the Tigers bench. Now Mason down low. Van Bakker. Back out to Lawrenson. Left side Durnell. She'll shoot the three. That one misses everything. Mason keeps it alive, though, and then she's trying to kick it outside. Instead, she throws it away. Lincoln Tryon. Tryon comes into the ball game, as well as Claire McCullum. And Joe Pierce comes back in, and we're going to get a timeout. It looks like a 30-second timeout with 3:14 to go here in this third quarter on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. The score remains Harrisburg 28, Rapid City Central 17. We'll step aside for a quick 30-second timeout as well on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And we want to welcome you back to the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, Service, and Recreation. With Dean Gertz, my left, I'm Jerome Wickersham. 3:14 to go in this third quarter. It's 28-17. And it should be, I thought, Cobbler basketball there.
It was.
Harrisburg almost was ready to inbound the ball. Here's Pierce in the backcourt, picks up her dribble, gives it to Cruz. Cruz racing down that right sideline, gets into the front court. And Cruz steps on the line. It's going to be a backcourt violation for Coley Cruz.
And it's, here, kind of, we sit right at the mid-court line. It's kind of hard to see. They take the color off of the cobbler in the middle so you can kind of see it, but it's not a solid black line like it is kind of right on the edges. And so sometimes you're playing and you're focused and you just don't see it.
Johnson drives the left baseline. And a travel on Maya Johnson. So Cobbler basketball. They have yet to score in this third quarter. Here's Leah Landry. She'll race into the front court. Landry in the paint. Puts up the shot, and we're going to get a whistle. That'll be a blocking foul on number 22, Claire McCullum.
Yeah, she tried to keep up with her as Landry. When you could almost tell Landry was going to go, and it's like, when you said, hey, the Cobblers have to score this quarter, she knew it in her head. She's like, I'm going to go for it.
That's number 1 on McCullum. First team foul for the Tigers. Leah Landry breaks that streak here in this third quarter. They're still 10 points behind. She has 12 of the Cobbler 18 points. Here's the second free throw. That one is no good. A battle for the rebound. McCullum comes away with it. Gets the ball to Maya Johnson. She'll work her way across the timeline. Johnson left side to Mason. Mason over to Tryon. Now right side, McCollum the basketball. Back to Tryon. Over to Mason. Mason around the perimeter, gets in the paint. Right side, here's Durnell for three. And that is the third three-pointer of the game for Logan Durnell.
Their ability to just hit threes makes them look like again, they can go with the best of them in the state.
Here's Shreve driving that right baseline. She is tripped up. We get a collision there as two players hit the deck. But Chloe Shreve, that's getting up, she's grabbing the back or kind of grabbed her calf there. It appears to be okay.
Shreve and Johnson.
Chloe Shreve at the free throw line. She's one of two from the charity stripe tonight.
So hard sometimes when you've got an injury and you got to be able to kind of fight through it. You got to focus on it. You can tell she's grabbing the back of her calf. Your whole shot is everything, all your muscles all flowing together, and
she does make one of two free throws. Shreve is staying in. It's Aubrey May Lou who will exit.
She's trying to fight it. You can tell right now.
Mm-hmm. Johnson in the front court. 31-19. 12-point Tigers lead. Durnell shoots another three. That one was contested. Landry comes away with it. Landry works her way in the front court. Landry goes coast to coast. The Euro step no good as she hits the deck, and Landry is down. Landry is down.
Landed right on her knee.
At the other end, the shot is up. That one is no good. A battle for the rebound. And we're going to get a whistle, but we have an injured player as the trainer is taking a look at Landry.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was that Euro step you talked about as she drove right in, jumped to her left. She's grabbing her left knee. Did it happen when she plants? Maybe she hurt her knee going up, or when she hit the floor.
She is checking out the right.
She is in a lot of pain right now.
Well, no, it makes no sense. Why are they were like literally continuing, and the ref didn't wrestle nothing.
It doesn't, yeah. Yeah, they need to clear everybody off the court. She's right next to the court. They can't.
Yeah, they can't proceed.
No. They got the sub in, but that's kind of about where they need to be at. We kind of had one of those earlier in the JV game, a Cobbler player. I think she got hit in the head because she was really woozy by the time they got her to her feet and was able to kind of assist her back to the training room. She was really woozy. She just held her head the whole time. I thought maybe she got hit in the eye or something, but she was holding her head.
Landry is still down there. Of course, getting along the baseline.
Of course, the whole Cobbler crowd right now with just kind of a stunned look on their face. Like, if anybody, we don't want to see Landry. She's not bearing any weight on it whatsoever.
Her dad coming out to help her. Well, they're taking her to the trainer's room in the crowd.
Ty, I think Ty's his name.
So unfortunately, like I said, the injury to, again, we don't know any extent, but Leah Landry had left the game there, so the Cobblers go to with Peyton Wetch, who enters the game. There's the inbound pass, and there's banking it in for two is going to be Claire McCollum for her first basket. 33-19 is your score. It is now a 14-point Tigers lead. Here's Pierce. Joe Pierce works it into Shreve. Shreve backs her way in, spins, puts up the shot. That's no good. But a whistle will send Chloe Shreve to the free throw line.
Doing her little signature move there, the little fake to the left and then coming back to the right. But I think she was kind of in the wrong position there. Only caught the corner of the backboard, but either way, got the foul and at the line.
Shreve makes the free throw. She's now hit 3 out of 4 from the charity stripe. I'm sorry, 3 out of 5. Make that 4 out of 6 now for Chloe Shreve. 33-21, the lead back to 12 for Harrisburg with 1 minute to play in the third. Van Berkeren drives, spins to her right, puts up the shot, and puts it in for two.
I like the speed of Van Berkeren. She can just book it up the court, and it makes it hard to defend.
That's 9 points for Bren Van Berkeren. Shreve again, outside. Here's Peyton Wetch. Wanted to drive, gets it back to Shreve. It's Shreve to Cruz. Cruz driving the baseline, gets separation, puts up the shot and scores. Holy Cruz with 5 points. The shot clock is off. The Tigers could hold for the final shot of this third quarter if they choose. Here's Van Berkeren. Top of the key, near the center circle. Crossover dribble to her left. They give the ball to Autumn Bryant, who's checked in. Back to Lawrenson. Now to Van Berkeren. Back to Lawrenson. A long three-pointer. That misses everything. Cobblers come away with it, and that's the horn. That's the end of this third quarter.
Wow, and of course, the one big event that happened in this quarter we'll have to talk about when we get back.
So on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick, we played 3 quarters of basketball, and it's Harrisburg leading Rapid City Central 35-23 is your score.
How do we solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems? Our doctors and specialists collaborate, sharing their vast knowledge and Mayo Clinic's unique expertise. It's this working together that helps solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems. Monument Health, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
And welcome back to Howard Nas Gym, to the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. With Dean Gurr, I'm Jerome Wickersham. It is Harrisburg leading Rapid City Central 35-23 as we enter the fourth quarter. But the biggest storyline would be that of their leading player, leading scorer, Leah Landry, going out with what appears to be a knee injury.
Yeah, and she went in and drove the lane, took a step to the left, and then, according to reports, just landed hard, probably right on top of that patella there, the kneecap, and she was in a lot of pain there. Her dad helped her get off the court, and the athletic trainer, and there's the shot. It's good. Coley Cruz with 4 points in the second half, 7 overall. The Cobblers aren't done yet. 35-25. Here's Van Berkeren. Harrisburg by 10. Gets the ball out to Mason. Mason trying to get it to Lawrenson. It's going to be stolen by the Cobblers. Cobblers trying to make a little bit of a run here in this fourth quarter. Here's Pierce. And it looks like a travel by Pierce. She tried to kick it back outside as she was driving, but it's called for too many steps. Yeah, their hands in the way, and she's trying to hold on to it and be able to gather it enough that she can kick it out, and just her momentum just kept going.
Maya Johnson in the front court, left side to Durnell. Durnell around the screen, gets it to Lawrenson. Now left side to Van Berkeren. Van Berkeren spins to her right. The scoop shot is good for Bren Van Berkeren.
Again, just great move. She's got a great move with the ball. The speed, the step.
11 points for Van Berkeren, back to a 12-point lead. Here's Coley Cruz driving, puts up the shot. She hits the deck, and no call by the officials. Harrisburg comes away with it. Into the front court, Mason the basketball. In the left corner, the three by Durnell is good. Logan Durnell has a three-pointer in every quarter in this ball game. She has 12.
Yeah, they are definitely shooters, and just that might be the reason why they're kind of the roller coaster. Maybe they have an off shooting night.
Harrisburg gets it back. Driving is Johnson. That shot is no good. Shreve comes away with it. Outlet pass to Cruz. Coley Cruz works her way into the front court, gets around the screen to the right, set by Pierce. Now they go to Wedge, back out to Pierce. Top the key, this is Olivia Pierce. Bounce pass right side to Shreve. Shreve Hands the ball off. Actually going to get it to Joe Cruz, and a timeout by Coach Young. This is going to be a full timeout.
Yes, you've got to be able to set up something here, right? You've got something over half a quarter. Now back up to a 15-point deficit for them. They got to be able to come up with something. You got 5 minutes. You got to chip away a little bit here.
Again, 5:46 to go in the fourth quarter on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. It is Harrisburg 40, Rapid City Central 25 in girls basketball action. Let's step aside for 30 seconds on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and also on GoCobblersLive.com.
Shop the area's best selection of pre-owned Hondas and Honda certified pre-owned at Danny Menholt Rushmore Honda. Get financing as low as 0.99% APR on certified pre-owned Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and Passports. 0.99. Plus, shop a lot full of used cars, trucks, and sport utilities, including a great selection of all-wheel drive and 4x4 trucks and SUVs. Virtually any make or model, imports and domestics. See us at Danny Menholt Rushmore Honda or RushmoreHonda.com.
And again, we want to welcome you back to the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail broadcast booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation on this Valentine's Day. Thanks for joining us on Fox Sports Rapid City with Dean Gurr. I'm Jerome Wickersham. 5:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Tigers of Harrisburg leading. Here's Coley Cruz, a long three-pointer. Alvarez gets the rebound to keep it alive. There's a jumper. That one is blocked out of bounds by the Tigers. Again, a 15-point Harrisburg lead over Rapid City Central. This is game one of our doubleheader here tonight. Coley Cruz will trigger it in from the right baseline. Cruz gets the ball into Shreve. Shreve gets the ball to Pierce. Pierce takes a step in, shoots a long three-pointer. That one, no good. Cruz trying to save it. She steps out of bounds. So it will be Tigers basketball. Then tomorrow afternoon, the Cobblers back in action. They will be facing a struggling Yankton Gazelles team that is also coming into tonight. They were looking for their first win.
Right, somebody's going to get it.
There's Brendan Van Bakker with another spin move. She has 13 points in the ball game now to lead the Tigers. 42-25. Pierce to Cruz. Back to Joe Pierce. The eighth grader drives, spins, puts up the shot, tries to bank it in. Shot's no good. A battle for the rebound. Alvarez and two players both hit the deck for the Tigers, as Alvarez would not let go of that basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be able to fight. You got to be aggressive out there.
Possession arrow belongs to the Tigers, though. Into the front court, it's going to be Maya Johnson. Johnson, right side, Van Bakker. She drives, puts up the shot, and banks it in for two. She is having a tremendous second half, 15 points overall.
Yeah, just very aggressive.
Now a 19-point Tigers lead into the left corner. There's Pierce for three. That rolls in and out, no good. Van Bakker comes away as the ball is tapped out to her. Now left side, Durnell drives the left baseline. Sends it back out to Johnson. Midway through this fourth quarter. Durnell, the basketball. Right side. They work it over to Van Bakker. Trying to work it inside. Instead, it's going to be stolen by the Cobblers. Olivia Pierce gets into the front court. Right side, hands the ball off to Cruz. Cruz, top of the key, steps up the offense. Cruz, crossover dribbles, going to shoot the three from the top of the key. That one in and out, no good for Cruz. This is Durnell now. Logan Durnell back the other way for Harrisburg. Right side, they get it to Johnson. Johnson wants to drive instead. She'll go to Mason. Now left side to Van Bakker. Back to Johnson. Johnson top the key around the screen. Hands the ball to Van Bakker. Gets to the elbow. Fadeaway jumper is no good. Misses everything. Cobblers come away with it. Here's Coley Cruz into the front court. Cruz, right side. They go to Pierce, back to Cruz. She'll shoot the three, and that's good for Coley Cruz.
There you go. You love any type of offense the Cobblers can get. They love it.
10 points for the 5'6" sophomore Coley Cruz. 44-28. Harrisburg with the lead, and Coach Meyer wants a timeout. This is a full timeout. So we will take a timeout as well. Again, on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. 2:48 remaining here in the quarter. Here in the fourth quarter. Harrisburg 44 and Rapid City Central 28. We'll return in 30 seconds on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid.
Great news. I just got the State Farm personal price.
And welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, Service, and Recreation. Harrisburg basketball coming out of that timeout. Alvarez knocks it out of bounds, though. It'll stay Harrisburg basketball as they will trigger it in right in front of their own bench. 2:47 remaining. Of course, our post-game show coming up at the conclusion of this game, and then we switch gears, get you set for the boys' game coming up later tonight. The new players in the ball game. Taylor Nedbid in. There's Jada Mason, left side. They work it around over to Bria Miller. Pull-up jumper in the paint is good for number 24, Autumn Bryant, her first basket.
You know, it's funny, we talked about McKinley Lawrence and a player to watch and everything. He's almost had a no factor tonight, yet Harrisburg doing quite well.
It's really been Jernella Van Bakker who has really carried the load for the Tigers tonight. It's going to be stolen by Bryant. Bounce pass into the front court to Nedbid. Nedbid in the right corner. Gets the ball out to Bryant. Now they work it around to Miller. Back to Bryant. Right side to Nedbid. Now to Bryant. She'll shoot the three. That one is good for Autumn Bryant, who has 5 points in this fourth quarter.
They're not hesitating from the perimeter and having no problems with it.
A 21-point lead, and then stolen at the other end by Autumn Bryant.
Yeah, the ball was just too low in for Shreve, and she tried to get it around her ankles there.
But we're going to get a timeout to just substitute some more players in now. For the Cobblers, Sheridan Madden comes in, Aubrey Maylou, Peyton Wetch, and also number 2 for the Cobblers. Do you have your score or your roster?
Yeah, my roster here.
Number 2, Skylar Huber. Skylar Huber in the game. We're down to the final minute, 22. 49-28. Right side, Maylou the basketball. Dribbles, hands it off to Alvarez. Alvarez. Back out to Huber. Now they go to Wetch. Wetch to Maylou. Picked up by Huber. She'll kick it out to left side. They go to Wetch in the corner. She'll shoot the three. That one is good for Wetch. Peyton Wetch with the tray. 49-31. 18-point Tigers lead. 45 seconds remaining. Nedved the basketball. Driving is Bryant. Loses the ball, but it's going to be last touched by Maylou. It'll stay Tigers basketball with just 38 seconds to play. They get the ball into Nedved in the corner, back to Bryant. Bryant wants to drive. Puts up the shot. That one a little too strong, no good. Then the basket, the offensive rebound and the putback for Allison Flanagan. Cobbler basketball. Here's Maylou. Now right side, Wetch will shoot another three. That one off the mark, no good. Alvarez the rebound in the paint. Had the shot blocked, but Alvarez is going to head to the free throw line.
Yeah, a little way to close out this game here. And it's just, unfortunately for the Cobblers, kind of like what we talked about in between the first and the second quarter. We said they play a great first quarter. They need to keep it up for the rest of the game. And, unfortunately, it wasn't that. Now, tonight it would have been maybe even more difficult just by the way that the Tigers are shooting those three-pointers. They're very aggressive in attacking the rim, and they shoot the three-pointer really well. So they play really hard all the time. You've got to love that for the Tigers. And so it just kind of spelled doom, right away after the first quarter, rather, for the Cobblers. So Alvarez missed the first, made the second, 51-32. Back to a 19-point lead. Right now, Harrisburg with 5 seconds will just run out the clock. There's the horn. That's your final here at Howard Knott Gym in game one of our doubleheader. Again, on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. The girls' game tonight wraps up as Harrisburg with the win over Rapid City Central, 51-32. With the win, Harrisburg improves to 9-7 on the year. They're 5-4 on the road. For the Cobblers, they drop to 0-15 on the season. We are going to step aside. The Pioneer Bank and Trust postgame show coming up just around the corner when we return in 1 minute on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City, and also on Go Cobblers Live.
On home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.